start off, PM, how would you describe your time so far in office, both politically, administratively, as well as on a personal level?
Thank you very much. Well, politically, of course, it is, we can call it or characterize it as an honor for the president to entrust some of us who have been young leaders in the SWAPO party with the opportunity to implement some of the things that we were climbing drums to demand. You would recall in the political space, as young people, we used to call for certain specific things which we termed and phrased in 4 pillars. We used to demand, we said, we wanted youth empowerment, we wanted rural development, we wanted informal settlement development, and we wanted genuine economic empowerment. Then we climbed drums saying this, and we were going all over the country saying that. We were camping in all parts of the country saying that. So therefore, politically, she has herself, as a product of the SWAPO Youth League, she entrusted us. I'm not the only one, there are others who are also from the same generation, but former youth leaders that are now in the administration. Administratively, as you indicated, of course, I'm not new to government. I was a civil servant or public servant before coming into this space or back into this space of politics. I was a deputy executive director. So therefore, I understand perfectly the machinery of government and what it is that is required to be able to translate political aspirations. Therefore, you ask, how is it personally? Personally, well, I realized that the private life of an introvert is a bit no longer what I had hoped it would be. I have to make some adjustments to it. I cannot do what I used to do. I cannot just walk in and say I want to go and eat kapana, or I want to go and have some tete just like that without perhaps being guided where to go, etc. I am still learning.
Sounds like a busy day.
It is a busy day. Yes.
PM, when you came into your role, there were some that were very jubilant and happy and congratulated you. And then there were also some that said that you sure were a civil servant, but haven't been in a role as big as the office of the Prime Minister that looks across all ministries. What would you say has been probably one of your most difficult moments yet in office, especially when it comes to decision making?
We were there when the first formative government of a free and independent Namibia was being put together. Our leaders, they were all young. They were never prime ministers before. They were never presidents before. They were never ministers before. But they had the fortitude and foresight of ensuring that they are given a task and a responsibility which behooves upon you to ensure that you leave all else and make sure that you make a success of that. So when the President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah has entrusted us this responsibility, what she wants is for you to work. And work you must. Because we, at least it's good, because it's over 30, 35 years of our independence, we have been able to see how the leaders have governed. This office is not new for us, because there were others before us. As I have mentioned, there were other prime ministers before me. They have laid the foundation. So it is a bit easier. I recall founding president used to say when they came in office, not even a pencil was on the table. So that is not the same with us. So it is, in terms of both literature, we know what it is that we must do. We just need to do it. And in terms of policies also, the policies are very clear. And your integrity as a person also very clear. Because when all is said and done, you see, you can have all the documents, etc., but it is the constitution of your humanity that determines all of it and how you approach situations. And it is also, we must also be very open-minded.
Speaking about listening to the people, another thing that Namibians debated ferociously was the composition of cabinet, government generally, and in particular the decisions made by other cabinet or the president, especially when it came to the reshuffling of executive directors, which we saw happen at least once or twice last year. Namibians were quite questionable on why there were so many reshuffles. Perhaps just from your side, Prime Minister, can you explain why Cabinet recommended the changes at the frequency that we saw them happening last year?
Well, Cabinet doesn't have to recommend the reshuffling of EDs. It is a decision in the purview of the Prime Minister. Now, you would appreciate that Her Excellency, in constituting a cabinet, reduced the number of ministries, but the EDs were not reduced. Well, that is one point to appreciate. And that process, therefore, also requires for one to see where can we align or realign certain expertise to complement this or the other. The ideal scenario is to maybe to make ministries to be run by those who are specialized in that specific field. But we have EDs more than the ministries that are available. I think Namibians should appreciate that it is not that we are blind or blindly trying to make this realignment for the sake of it. We are not oblivious to the fact that perhaps there will be views that are contrary. But what we will invite Namibians to do is take us in confidence. We are aware of what we are doing. We are trying to do nothing else but advance the operationalization and implementation of the priorities that we have set for ourselves. And we are able then to be able to entrust those that we are deploying to tell them, please, we want you to focus on this, we want you to focus on that, etc., etc. And again, it is in the interest of the Namibian people, it is in the interest of service delivery. There is nothing sinister to it. That is really what we want to do. Is it wrong for Namibians to debate? No. Please continue to debate. We are listening and we will continue to listen. And if and when we find that perhaps there's merit here, perhaps there's merit there, we'll listen and we'll try to, by all means, to be accommodative.